guys, welcome to Heaven 1173, and today I'm going to be doing my cancer story. I'm going to try to keep it short but not too long, and I also don't have enough storage on my tablet, so this is like because I have my story on here. So of course you all know it, summer of 2016 is when it all started. I started playing soccer every afternoon with my mom's cousins' family, and we all started playing every afternoon. We would go until one day I noticed like a little, it's not like a tickle pain, but like a little pain in my knee. And I told my mom. My mom then told me to go to the pediatric. The pediatric then sent me to an orthopedist, and I went to the orthopedist, and the orthopedist had me done an x-ray. The x-ray showed absolutely nothing. It showed nothing. So they just told me to stretch, to try not to play too hard. So I did that. And then from there, school now has started. A month passed. I think I kind of gotten used to the pain already, not too hard. Until one day we went to go play soccer outside for gym. It was an elective. So we went to go play, and I fell. That's when the pain started just getting more intense and intense. So this is around October now, when I fell. I told my mom. We were like in the beginning of October, so like a month of like the first month of school has passed. So now we're in October, the beginning of October. My mom, then I told my mom, I'm just like, this pain is just hurting so much. She tried to rub it, it just didn't work. At that point, I just completely stopped playing soccer because the pain just hurt a lot. Then from there, I basically went again to my pediatric. My pediatric then again sent me to the orthopedist. The orthopedist took an x-ray, and they noticed that I had a fracture in my top bone. I think it's called the femur. I'm not sure. I think the femur is the bottom bone. Well, you know what I mean, like where your thigh is, that bone. They noticed that at the bottom I had a little fracture, and then that happened because the cancer made my bone weak, causing the fracture to be done very easily because I was still playing soccer. I recently just stopped, so while I was playing, that's when I noticed like a pain in my knee. So then it caused the fracture. So then I had this fracture in my knee. They gave me crutches at that point. So now we're like in the middle of October, like a week passed, and I had the appointment. I think it was a Monday I had the appointment. The papers are somewhere. One day I'll find them. I just have so much papers of the hospital now. So they basically gave me crutches already. They said you have to get an MRI done to see what's wrong, what caused this fracture, what else is causing this pain, because my fracture had already been healing. So they said it shouldn't be hurting. So then a week passed, and they haven't made the appointment for the MRI. So my dad then called and was very angry because I was still with pain. I had crutches. There was basically nothing being done at this point, and I basically wasted a week. And my dad then called very angrily. I believe it was I think it was a Monday. He called very angrily in the morning saying she needs to get this MRI done today because she's in, I started crying. That pain was just terrible. I don't wish it on anybody. And then my dad, I remember the appointment was at 8 o'clock at night. So my dad fought for that spot. You have to get it done today. So we got there. I remember it was a little far, not too far. At that time I thought it was so far, but I feel like I traveled so much now for this hospital, but you know what I mean? So yeah, I got there, and the MRI thing was I hate MRIs. I hate it. I don't want anybody to go into MRI ever. It's probably the worst thing ever. It's like being in a tube. You can't move. If you move, you have to start all over. It was pretty intense, and it was only 15 minutes. And now I do 2-hour MRI, so that means I have to be 2 hours without moving. Very difficult. So that happened. They said wait 24 hours. My results came in before 24 hours. The doctor called my dad and said, your daughter has a tumor. It seems like a tumor, like we have to rush her because she's in danger of dying. Of course, my dad was like, he just had like a mind explosion. He didn't tell me anything. He just said, he picked me up early from school. He's like, Evelyn, we gotta go to the hospital like this. So we went with his boss. He drove us. It's like, I think it took us like 45 minutes to get there. Yeah, like the hospital is like 45 minutes from my house. So we drove, we got there and we went in and there were 3 doctors. I'm not going to say their names, but there were 3 doctors there. And I know all their names now. I see them like every day now. But yeah, we got there, they took an x-ray, they didn't even mention cancer, they didn't even mention anything. But I kind of already had an idea, like, you know, when you go so far into a hospital that big, you kind of like get an idea. I already kind of had the idea, but I just didn't say it because I was like, don't think negative. So from there, we went into basically the same room. They said they took a look at my leg, they gave me a brace, they said try not to walk on it. So then this was already Tuesday that I went in with them. They said Thursday we had to get your biopsy done, and I had a ceremony that day. So I went to the ceremony that night and we grabbed something to eat and then we came straight to the hospital. That day I remember I went with my dad because, you know, I was still capable of doing everything that I used to do. So I didn't really need anybody. So I think Thursday was my last day at school. I haven't gone back ever since then. Very difficult. I wish I could go back to school, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, I went in for the biopsy. They took a piece of my little bone. They examined it. It would take a week to get the results in. I think the surgery was Friday morning. So then we got the results on Halloween. Yeah, Halloween, and we got the results. They took us into this little room, it was like a family meeting room, and they basically told me that I had cancer. And that was probably the hardest thing that I have ever done. Sometimes even when I talk about it, I really don't try to think about it because that's like the saddest thing ever. I remember just sitting there with my dad and my mom, crying into my mom's laps because I was devastated. You always hear these stories about people dying about cancer. There's no cure. So it really devastated me. So then I said, what do we need to do to get done? I was like, you know, I was positive. I was like, what do I have to do to survive? From there, they said, we have to put a port. This is what a port is, guys. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh my god, the brightness. This is a port. What you see right here is a port. It's a portacath, and it's basically what my chemo goes through, and I can't get an IV, so I don't have to be being poked every time with an IV. But yeah, this is what I do. And I had the surgery done Friday, and I left Saturday in the morning, I believe. So I spent home Saturday and Sunday at the house. I wasn't even in my house actually, because I went to my cousin's house because we were getting our floors changed. So that happened. Basically, I did chemo until the middle of November. Then middle of November, I did chemo like, I believe every week. I believe it was every week. I don't really remember that because it was a very short amount of time that I did that chemo. Now I do a whole different routine now. So then in the middle of November, they said, we have to remove tumors that you have in the back. I had tumors in the back of my butt bone, and they removed those. And for recovery, you can't do chemo because chemo makes your body go weak. Like sometimes your white blood cells dropped, and that's what fights infections. So I really couldn't do chemo at that point. And basically I was home for like a good 2 weeks, but I had to keep going to the hospital so every time I'm home, I have to go to the clinic at the hospital every week, 2 times a week at that time. I had to go 2 times a week to check my blood, check that everything's okay. That happened. And then until it was close to, I think a week, I think it was a Monday. Oh yeah, Monday, a week to get into Christmas. So what day would that be? I'm not sure. I think like the 16th. I'm not sure. But it was a Monday. The Monday that came before Christmas is when I went to the clinic. So I used to go Mondays and Thursdays. So Monday I went to get my blood drawn, to check everything is okay. And everything was good with my blood, but then they noticed that my knee had gotten bigger and I was in pain. So I told them I'm in pain, like it hurts. They said, okay, you can't go home. Like they just took away that privilege like that. They're like, you can't go home, I'm sorry. So that day I didn't go home and I was like, what do you mean I can't go home? I want to be home for Christmas. So they were like, I'm sorry, you can't go, it's not safe. They said, we have to check if your cancer's worse. Instantly that moment I was like, oh my God, please don't. That day I remember I stayed there. It was a Monday. I had tests done Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursdays I got the results. Thursdays I got the results. Friday, I think. What day was Christmas? Wait, let me look this up. Okay, so basically the 22nd of December, I got the results. They said your cancer's worse. We have to amputate your leg. Again, we were in that little room. I just can't walk into that room ever again. I feel like I would never walk into that room again. I gotten 2 bad news already in that room. It was probably the worst thing that I have ever heard. And I said, what do we need to do next? They said, we have to amputate your leg. I started crying again and I yelled. I was kind of mad because, you know, losing a leg is like very sad. So yeah. The 23rd is when I got my surgery done, 2 days before Christmas, and it was a Friday. And I'll show you a picture. This was right before I went into surgery. That's my aunt. This is my mom, and this is me. At that time, I still had my 2 legs. This is Santa. So yeah. I can't say that I didn't have a supportive family because I honestly had so much people around me, such as these people. This is my cousin Mari. I stayed at her house and her boyfriend. Very supportive. This is my dad and my brother. Very supportive again. This is me. Like coming home, kind of like the first time I came home. My dad and my mom, my first time being home with my leg amputated. I had again very supportive people, my neighbors. This is another picture when I was home. 2/8/16, close to my birthday. I had very supportive people, like I said. I got my leg amputated, very sad. I remember the first days were very hard. I started crying. The pain was intense. It hurt. And another thing that happened was, you know the thing that an epidural. That's what I needed to get. When you're pregnant, women get epidurals so they don't feel the pain. Mine at that time got out. We don't know how it got out, and I just started feeling intense pain. I remember the day before Christmas, I was crying that night. It hurt a lot. So time went by, a week passed, and then they let me go home. Like I said, once you get surgery done, you cannot do chemo. So they were worried that they weren't worried, but they just kept a close eye on me. Again, every time I come home, if I'm home for a week, I have to go Monday and Thursdays again to get my blood drawn. Okay, that was good, but then at that time, it was just so much. Waking up at 6 in the morning to go, we would drive 40 minutes to get there, and it would take forever to get out. It was just a lot of pressure. So now we're towards New Year's. Yeah, so I went home New Year's. Like the day before New Year's, I went home. I remember. Again, time passed, everything was good, and now we're towards then like 2 weeks passed ever since my surgery, and we started chemo again. We started with a stronger one, and I was like, okay, whatever. But now I had to stay 6 days at the hospital in order to finish the cycle of chemo. So now I'm doing chemo every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks I stay home and to recover, and then I do chemo for 6 days, and then I come home for 2 weeks, and then so on and so on. So now we're towards the time period. I've had, like I said again, many supportive people. My parents, my uncles. I've just had so many people supporting. My friends. This was for my birthday, January 17th, 2016. It was the funnest time ever. Like, I remember just having so much supportive people, like teachers. I had Miss Joy. She's one of my teachers. She's very supportive. I have more pictures, which I'll show to you right now. This is when I cut my hair before starting. This is like from my musical. See, this is me with long hair. I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah. And then, so this is my birthday. I got my iPad that day. It was a very fun day with my friends. It was a very fun day. We had it at Dave & Buster's. So yeah. This is when I recently got my leg amputated too. It was Christmas time. I had to spend Christmas at my hospital. And like I said, I had very supportive people. So we're basically now like in the end of January. Yeah. Again, I'm doing chemo every 2 weeks. And then, yeah, now we are in February. Same thing, doing chemo every 2 weeks. Again, I had the most supportive people ever by me the whole time. And basically we are to now. Every 2 weeks I do chemo, and it's good. I kind of gotten used to it already. I do school every day except for Thursdays, and I get my blood drawn at home Thursdays. So that means I only go 1 day to clinic every time I'm home, I only go 1 day to clinic, and that's Mondays. And it's pretty good. I love it. It's a good schedule. I've gotten pretty used to it. So now, yeah, like I said, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Like, I have the most amazing family ever. These people are like amazing. They supported me a lot. And yeah, this is like a picture of me with when I had long hair. This is the closest picture I could find of me with long hair. Yeah, there's not really a lot that exists. Only when I was like a child. But yeah, that's my cancer story. Basically, how I got my leg amputated. And that's where I am now. So now, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry this is a lengthy video. But that's my cancer story. So yeah, I have pretty much nothing else to do. If you want, comment down below, like, video suggestions. I could do a vlog if you guys want. When I go to the hospital, I could do a vlog. Like, this is my last week home, so I'll probably do my chemo this Monday that's coming. I'm doing chemo. So then that's pretty much my schedule. If you guys want me to vlog like a week of me doing chemo, I'll show you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm doing chemo 2 times a week. So that's not 2 times a week. Every 2 weeks. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up this video and subscribe for following videos so you don't miss videos.